If you sometimes feel overwhelmed by the intensity of your emotions, then you just might be an Enneagram 4, and this episode is for you. This is 9 in 9, Enneagram Wisdom for Life. Let's dive in. Welcome to the one question that changes everything. And this is a series that has come from my work with students and clients, helping people know their Enneagram number and then know how to actually use that number to be better at being human, to have better relationships, to have more peace of mind. And so I am excited that you are here today, and let's talk about Enneagram 4. If you're an Enneagram 4, you probably already know that you have a very high emotional intensity. This means that you can tend to experience more feelings than maybe another person's, and also a bigger swing of feelings, a more intensity of feeling. This means that you might be the most empathetic person in the room. This might mean that you feel joy and suffering at just big levels. This does not mean that anything is wrong with you. It just means that your sensitivity and connection to your emotions and to feelings and to the vibration in the room is a unique and interesting gift. But it can feel overwhelming, right? It can feel like, why can't I just be in one mood for more than a short amount of time? Or why is it that I have to take in all of these emotions around me all the time? That can be very, very exhausting for the Enneagram 4 and can actually just cause a loop of feeling and then having those thoughts like, why am I feeling this way and what's going on, and really trying to dissect and analyze the feeling. You can get kind of trapped in that feeling and thinking cycle, and that's very tiresome. Now, the second thing that most Enneagram 4s will feel is a sense of inferiority or being unable to have the love that they dream of in their life. And what happens is the 4 casts out this vision and this desire for love, but then they sense that they're not worthy of it, or they're inadequate, or they could never have it. And so they push it away. And so a 4 will call love to them and then push love away. And they do this in romantic relationships, in friend relationships, in family dynamic relationships, in all ways. There's a pull and then a push. And then the third thing, and I hope you understand what I mean when I say this, but there's this attraction to suffering. And I know that sounds so interesting, but if you're a 4, I'm betting that you're following along with me here. But you definitely sense this need to identify with the suffering, this comfort in feeling melancholy. And that comes from really wanting people to see you, to know you. And so because so few people in the world are able to sit with deep feeling and pain and suffering, you have that unique ability. And so when you do that, you have a desire that people will see you and will notice you and will love you in a special way for doing that. But just like everything else, it can become too much. That gift of being able to sit with others in their pain or sit in suffering is only a gift until it's too much and you're there for too long and it becomes unhealthy and unproductive. And so the one question that I have seen really help my Enneagram 4 students and clients is, are my feelings bigger than the truth? Are my feelings bigger than the truth? So why this works? Well, number one, it helps keep you from a phrase we call overing. Now, most 4s will know exactly what I mean when I say overing, but it's the idea of letting feelings, emotions be bigger than reality. And an example that comes to mind is a student that recently shared that her partner said something really upsetting to her. And she took those words and she was like fixated on them. And at first she felt, kind of offended. And that offense kind of grew. And so she described it feeling like a tornado and picking up emotions as she was spinning and thinking about all these words that had been said. And so all of a sudden she's offended, and she's also angry, and she's hurt, and she's confident that their relationship is going to be over, and that there's just all of these big stories going on that she's spinning and spinning and spinning. And finally, when she says to him, "Is that what you meant?" And he says, "No, not at all what I meant. I meant da 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 da." All of a sudden, all of that energy and all of that anguish, it wasn't in proportion to what the truth was, and she could see that. And so if you can stop yourself sooner to say, are my feelings bigger than the truth, it'll allow you to not make that tornado cycle so destructive on yourself and potentially the people around you as well. This question also helps a four to challenge that belief that they are inferior in some way. And by that, I mean, if they're feeling lonely or left out, or they're having an experience of envy, which happens a lot for a four, that, somebody else has something that they can't have. This question, like, what is the truth here? And are my feelings about it bigger than they need to be? It really can challenge in that belief that you're not worth it, or you're inferior in some way. And that is so important to really get grounded in the reality is that just because somebody else got something doesn't make you any less worthy of that same thing. Many Enneagram 4s are in careers in the arts. And, art is so subjective, right? It's in the eye of the beholder. And so if an Enneagram 4 is maybe at an audition or at in a situation where, two people are presenting their art and one person gets picked, or they get picked for the job, it would be easy for that other Enneagram 4 to be like, oh, they're better than me, or I'm just never going to be as good as them, or I'm never going to get the break that they got. And this question, are my feelings bigger than the truth, will help you go, wait, no. The truth is that I am talented too. My art matters too. And my break will come in my time. And the third thing this question will do is it will point you toward gratitude. For all of the numbers, gratitude is important, but especially for the Enneagram 4. So as an Enneagram 4, the more you practice gratitude, the more in line your emotions will be with the truth. So to recap, the question is, are my feelings bigger than the truth? And this is going to help you avoid overing, challenge the belief that you're inferior, and point you toward gratitude. Now, if you enjoyed this and you want more, I'd love to have you join our upcoming Enneagram class. And you just need to go to livingwellbyjen.com/Enneagram for all of the information.